We are live.
Greetings.
What's up?
Gentlemen,
That's right.
welcome to After the Ride. So, welcome to After the Ride.
Mine's muted.
That's me.
I'm on AirPods.
Nothing is set right on this computer. It totally blew up. Just so everybody knows, my computer completely blew up and I had to reload everything and get it ready for.
And Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Well, mine apparently did a update overnight, and it's first I've turned mine on today. And then when it did, had to finish optimizing. I thought, uh-oh. So, it's always something.
Yep. We can handle GoPros. We can handle Windows updates. Come on, guys.
I know, right?
Come on, guys.
Exactly.
So the thing I wanted to do tonight was not necessarily talk about VAM itself, but talk about the ride, getting there, the things that happened during the rides at VAM, and then subsequently after our way back and all that kind of stuff. So let me get some banners going here. So
Are we actually live right now? On
we
YouTube?
are live.
Oh, okay. Can we see the comments or?
Yeah,
No.
you got to click over on the comments tab to the right of your StreamYard thing there. You see private chat up top there.
Oh, gotcha.
Hit the comments piece and you'll see everybody.
Oh, okay.
But
So,
you may not be able to comment. Like if I'm looking down there and I don't have the option for the thing, you might have to go actually make comments.
okay, so that's the comments coming from YouTube.
You might have to use your
Right.
phone or something else to.
I got
usually have a tab up
Another
for. I have
computer
it up.
if you
I
have
have
one.
YouTube open up in a separate window, but I've got it muted.
I'm with you. Okay, man. This I haven't done these live streams too much, so
Yeah.
uh,
Well, they can be fun.
oh yeah,
They can be
Absolutely.
stressful when your computer blows up, though.
Yeah.
I'm actually waiting for a video to finish cooking so I can actually run it. It's spinning behind me because I lost it. That was part of the
Oh.
crash. I lost
oh
the
wow,
whole thing, so I had to redo it really quick. All right.
yeah. Oh okay, I
So-
see. There we go.
Let's start out with some introductions first. So, in the room, we have Memphis Mike at the top there.
Yes, sir. In
We
the house.
have Ty from Tennessee, and we have Toby Northen, and of course myself, Jarvis Spiker. I want to thank everybody for showing up so far. We'll look at the side chat here and see who we got. We got Spider Wayne. Had a good weekend with Spider Wayne last week. Superman Kev. Hi Kev, how you doing? We got Ron Hanna in the room. And that's about it. We got 9 watching so far, which isn't bad. We've been away for a while, so it takes people a little bit of time to get back to the routine of this.
Heck yeah.
So, Mike,
Yes, sir.
we'll start with you. You want to tell everybody who you are and what you do and where you are on YouTube and wherever else?
Well, Memphis Mike. Actually been on YouTube, I think, officially January of 2015. I believe that was what I could call my first video. Now officially, I think I'm up to about almost 9,300 subs,
Yeah,
and
awesome.
have been away. Actually, the last 2 years, I've talked about it before. I've been away, not posting much content the last couple of years due to circumstances, but now officially retired from UPS after 40 years and
Congratulations.
enjoying retired life, and man, just been good. So
Good.
trying to get back in the swing of cutting more videos once again,
Yeah, we've noticed them coming back now, so that's
Yep.
cool. We missed you.
It's a slow pace, but I appreciate it. Yep, absolutely.
Ty?
Yeah, man. Ty from Tennessee on the YouTube. You can also go to tyfromtn.com to find me. So really just spending some time doing my thing now, trying to produce as much quality content as possible, having a good time doing it, meeting a lot of good people. And I don't know, man, it's just a fantastic hobby. Get to hang out with guys like y'all.
Yep.
Heck
Toby,
yeah.
welcome.
Thank you again. Thank you for the invitation. Just y'all can find me on YouTube also. I have a Facebook page, Toby Northen Motovlogger. You can note by the last name piece there's no R on the end, otherwise you're not going to find it. But I have a YouTube channel, like I said. I'm out of Kentucky. Jarvis was awesome enough to bless me with a visit when he swung by through here heading down to Tennessee. And we had
Still
a
got
really
part
good
of a
time.
bottle of bourbon from there too.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Just having a good time, like Ty said.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, why did we go? So, Mike, why did you go on this big road trip?
Mainly because you invited me. I mean, I really hadn't known anything about it, to be honest. Like I say, I've been out of the loop at YouTube quite a bit, and as far as riding and doing trips and things, and you brought it up to me and suggested it. So, for a second I started just to not do it because I thought, not in the groove of road tripping. Hadn't been on a road trip in dang near 2 years, And, you invited me, suggested it, thought it might fire me back up to get back into YouTube a little bit. And, you know what, finally, when I decided, I thought, what the heck? I can go. I got the time. I got the money. I don't have to be anywhere. So I went, and I was glad you invited me, man.
Yeah,
So
we did have
that's
a
why
good
I went.
time. That was
Yeah.
I was glad that you did come. I was that
Yeah.
we'd met early, like we'd met before, years before, and I'd
Right.
been in Memphis, and you came and visited with me, and we were always trying to get back to do it again, but
Yeah.
with things that happen in the world, that didn't happen until this
Yeah.
year. So finally
Yeah.
we were allowed to travel fully, and so
Right,
it was
right.
good to get there. So yeah, I'm glad you came. I enjoyed your company. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Why
Man.
did you why'd you go?
Look, I went for one reason and one reason only, and that was to hang out with HDR. Okay. That's out of the bag.
Oh,
I'll go next year. Yeah, right. I'll go next year, but I'm going to hang out with HDR. So, no, I went to the first one, and it was just awesome. It was just such a good time. And so to be able to go back again for the second annual VAM, it just made all the sense in the world to me. And, there's just so many people you meet. And the second time around, man, it was just like, it wasn't just motovloggers. There were people who just watched motovloggers.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. It's nice to see the event growing and kind of taking on a life of its own. And
yeah.
as long as that's the case, I will keep going back year after year if I'm able. Had a really, really good time with everybody.
Yeah. Toby?
I just went for the booze. No.
That's right. Should have came to Memphis and sat on my patio,
right?
So.
I think you went for the
Mike,
breakfast, actually.
Mike, hearing your story as to why, hey, boots and jeans, we call them flip flops and shorts, but now that we've even heard your testimony as far as you coming, Mike, it really, really cements the whole purpose of VAM to me, in my opinion, because going to VAM, like Ty said, I went in 21.
Yeah.
And it just, it was my first time also to a moto meetup type thing with other moto vloggers. And that's in this day and age, you guys know that it's nerve-wracking. It can be. You're riding to some location that it's not Sturgis. It's just some place often and wherever with some cool routes, meeting people you've never met before. It's not like they're there for a separate situation, and it can be a little unsettling in today's world. You could be meeting up with some questionable people for all you know.
That's
So,
right.
but getting there and meeting everybody for the first time was very surreal. It really put a tangible feel onto this community. So it was just reinforced for this year, this past one. It was, and it, as Mike said and Ty said, it grew so much. It was really, really fun.
I was so surprised to see how many people were there.
Yeah.
I thought,
helped us a little bit this year compared to what you guys had last year.
I honestly expected, I thought, man, it probably won't be 15, 20 people.
There were 15, 20 people last year.
I kind of thought, and honestly, most of the motor vloggers, most of the motor vloggers I met, been introduced to a bunch of new motor vloggers that, I just haven't been following motor vlogging or making content over the last, a good 18 months. So
you've been busy. You had
it's been rough, man. It's been rough.
Well, Mike, we all have it. And I'm not diminishing you. I'm saying we are, belittling your reasons. Everybody has it sometimes in life. So that's
life
the
happens,
hardest part is us getting past that thing of thinking it's a guilt thing or thinking it's I'm sorry I didn't do this. That's life.
I think that's what it is with Mike, because he felt bad for all his viewers. He's a little bit upset about that, and I was one of his fans for years, and I was like, Mike, do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We appreciate everything you do, Mike. Like you got
I appreciate it, man.
Nice videos out there that we're just
were doing
anxious to see some more. That's all.
Yeah,
we were doing. You guys, if you remember, I'm gonna try that again. If you were at VAM, you met Christopher David Lawson, and you met McStash and all that, and we were doing that Scout Shed live stream last year for off and on once a month or something like that. Right. And after Throttle Fiend, he didn't. Derek Throttle Fiend, he's the one that got into a bike accident before last summer, and Ty remembers this. He's been doing the live streaming since then, but feeling kind of down, like, what am I doing on a moto vlogging live stream without a bike? I don't have a place here. It's like we kept on encouraging him, saying, dude, that has nothing to do with anything. Saying that everybody has their life situations, and especially when cages are involved, whatever the case might be, positivity. I'd rather, like, what's the old saying? I'd rather be talking to you than saying a eulogy about you, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But now he's got that sweet El Diablo. He's got that sweet El Diablo, man.
And Mike's got a Goldwing. It's a badass looking Goldwing too, man.
That is the cleanest Goldwing in the world.
We came at the hotel that day, saw him. What was it? Every morning we were out there, he'd be cleaning that sucker off, wiping it.
That's right.
I was like, before I went, I cleaned it, and then when I got to Tommy G's and Jody's place, we had run through a little bit of rain and stuff. Yeah. So that night we cleaned it again. Then we got hit with rain on the way down again. I was like out in the parking lot trying to get it clean, because I knew as soon as Mike saw it, it was going to be.
They just ride faster when they're clean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree.
I even had I had a bunker biker stay with me, and she stayed overnight for 2 nights, and I detailed the heck out of her bike, only for her to wake up the next morning when she left. She left out in the pouring rain from my house.
Oh no!
I'm like, man, what? Yeah, that's right.
The thing I was so impressed about you and your bike, Mike, was how everyone else, Harley, multi-purpose people,
Right.
everybody, we're really, really glad that you came.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Makes a brother feel good,
you
Heck yeah.
you wouldn't really necessarily think that those guys knew who you were,
Right.
but they found out pretty quick. I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
once they
Yep.
did a little Google thing, I think
Yeah.
they realized that, man, we got a big dog here.
Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Big dog in my
You're
own
not-
world.
you're you're not Jarvis Biker with 325.
That's right.
So, the big dog in my own world. That's what my wife tells me.
That's right, yeah.
Big dog in my own world.
As my oldest daughter, we did a New Year's Eve quick video one time. She said, "Well, I know he's Memphis Mike to y'all and all that, but to me, he's just dad." So
Yep.
I'm like, "Thanks
Yep.
for putting me
That's
in my
awesome,
place."
They know how to keep us grounded, don't they?
Keep you humble. That's right. That's funny.
That's the one thing. The great point there, Wayne, is that the whole. We've had numerous people from VAM. There were people that were hitting us up on messaging or just whatever, saying, "Hey, is it only for motovloggers?" And we're like, "No, it doesn't matter what bike you ride.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a motovlogger or not. It's a moto meetup. So anybody and everybody's welcome to come, whether you watch us or you don't watch on YouTube. If you ride a bike, come on out and enjoy the fun. It's
That's right.
that's what it matters."
I was shocked about, I'd say just before the ride, the morning of the first ride of the back of the Dragon, I was shocked at how many people knew who I was. No, there were people
Yeah.
coming up to me, and I was like, "How do you know? How do you know?"
It's yeah.
It's all those viewers out there. They may not be people that comment or do anything, but they're
Yep.
watching your videos, and
Yeah.
like I was astonished and pleased actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kev
that's great,
wants to
man.
know how many
great.
were at VAM this year.
There were about. I'm trying to remember the head count from the parking lot and then also from the Moose Lodge. I'd say, what do you think, Ty? 40, 50, something like that, maybe? If you
Easy.
include-
Yeah.
Easy 50.
Yeah.
I thought there was
That's
more
easy.
than
I mean, if you
Yeah.
count everybody
Yeah.
that it was an easy 50. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh. Yeah.
And probably
for
that
the
first
second-
year,
but
maybe
first year we probably had
25?
20. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
20,
I mean, with that
30.
little spread they had lined up, and it wasn't as, they learned from previous years. So Mr. G and them had an agenda, a more fixed agenda this time, and that worked out a lot better because last year it was just everybody kind of meeting up. I think the Sonic was the main organized thing,
Yeah.
and then it really wasn't organized per se. They didn't really have a specific spot for meeting up other than Clinch Mountain Motor Works, and it was just a parking lot for a motorcycle repair store, private business. So it wasn't a bad place, but it was kind of off the beaten path from the main road as compared to the Moose Lodge. So it was and like I said, they learned from last year's stuff, and I'm sure like Sturgis and Daytona, the first years those things did 60 years ago, 100 years ago, whatever, those weren't probably as organized either. So
Yep. You got to start somewhere, and Mr. G and everybody else that's involved in it, they're doing such a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, I could easily see it potentially doubling. Next year.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing I really liked about it was that there wasn't really a whole lot of quote planned stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just meet up at Hardy's. Let's all chit chat.
Yeah.
And ride and meet up at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I kind of like that flexibility of,
Well, last year they didn't really have a. Mr. G kind of had a. I kind of had a planned ride, but it wasn't really the back of the Dragon. It was just kind of a ride that he took us around on, which was really cool.
Yeah.
But there really wasn't a fixed spot everybody could chill out at like the Moose Lodge was. It was So that was a great changeover, a great learning point. And of course there was only like one little bit of rain. It was what you saw that night at Moose Lodge was the entire weekend last year.
Oh man, we were soaked to the bone, dude.
Yeah.
Soaked to the bone.
So it was, yeah, it
Had
was,
to
it
make
was a
for
blessing.
some good stories. Made for
Yes.
some really good stories.
Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time. Trying to read comments here.
So did you guys do, well, everybody obviously did the back of the dragon. I think, Mike, you guys went and did, I mean, because you all were at the breakfast area in the hotel there, like going over all sorts of different routes. And I still remember you talking about you could talk this and plan this out all morning. Next thing you know, it would be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon before you hit out the door. If you didn't. So
yeah, I mean, I think we ended up that day. That's where we went and did that Widowmaker, and man, that was just that road.
up.
The road was insane. I mean, I was like, man, it was tore up. I thought, okay, this was a bad choice.
Did you go from the top to the bottom, or did you go from the top, bottom to top?
Well, I guess we were starting from the hotel, so I guess I guess we did go top to bottom. I mean, once you got out of it, it was okay, you know. And other than that, then we rode down to, oh shoot, I can't even remember what that other town was. We came through some old town that had a cool town square.
Marion's right through there.
Maybe that was Marion, the old town, the town versus, you know. So we rode through there, and then we, of course, took the back of the dragon up.
Yeah,
and
we did.
that was mainly our day. Then ended up at the lodge. You know?
Yeah, because we went down 19, which is the road leading for the hotel.
Yeah.
Turned left onto 80 to hit the. And we hit that, didn't even know it was the Widowmaker, right? We hit that, hit all that stuff, and you know how when you come out from the Widowmaker, all the twisties there. And then you go, it kind of veers off to the left or to the right. If you stay to the right, you stay on 80, which is considered, I guess, the rest of the Widowmaker. We ended up going left, and like I said, we didn't even know we were on the Widowmaker. We went left, going to a restaurant down there.
Yeah,
and then came back and, like you said, went back to the back of the dragon again. So
who'd you split off with, Toby?
And Jarvis met him too. We had friends that when we were in Italy years ago, some very good friends over there, and one of them is living in the Roanoke area, I think. Her name is Sarah. She and Kylie became really good friends, and another friend of theirs over there, they kind of got a girls club type thing. They do ladies' night once a week or something like that, just to kind of cut loose. And her boyfriend rode down on his. He had a Can-Am, and they rode down, stayed at the hotel that night, and so that's who we split off with. We were going to invite them on Saturday to whatever we did as the group, but as you guys know, they said that whatever it was, the plan was for Saturday was kind of washed out because of the weather, whatever it was.
Yeah. Can you start over? Sure. That's right.
Sure. Just at the beginning and hit.
Hello, Angel Face.
That's right.
Again.
That's funny. Heck yeah. What is that? Personal highlights.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to be able to run the video unless I reboot Chrome.
Oh, no.
So I'm not going to try doing that because I may shut the whole thing off. So
Mike, what'd you say, Jarvis? You got a Stream Deck or something?
Yes, I did. I do, but now everything doesn't work because it's not set up, right? But
yeah.
The medium one.
Yeah, I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons up top, 15 on the whole thing.
15, yeah.
Yeah, that's one I have. Do you have a button for fart noises yet?
No, but I was looking for it.
Come on, man. See if y'all can hear this. No, I guess not. I got a button for fart noises.
Was that the silent but deadly?
Oh, there it goes. Did you hear that?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay, never mind.
I thought it was a silent but deadly.
Yeah, you can do quite a bit with them.
Yeah, they're
especially with StreamYard and some of the other ones. It works pretty good.
Mike, I'm not going to plug my channel or nothing like that, but I'll only say that Jarvis was on there with me. He jumped on it. I did a couple weeks ago, Jarvis. I went on live stream just for the hell of it. I'd never done one on my own, so I just went on there to play around for a little bit. The intent was to be like 30 minutes. It ended up being like 2 or 3 hours. But there were several times that I shared the back view of the screen so that everybody could see the control panel from the dashboard. And I was like explaining, this is what you see when you're the host. Here's how you do this, and here's how you do this.
It's cool.
Right.
And so right now I've got it up in the back tab over here, and I'm putting in chapters because it's like 3 hours long, so people can click through to the stuff they'd like to see rather than try to watch the whole damn thing.
Exactly.
Hey, look, if we're talking about VAM, I see
Yes.
Mr. G, 1965.
Oh, yes, he is.
Is he there?
G.
You know what? I was trying to find a way to get a hold of him, and everything went, and I dropped my phone and blew it up. So I've been rebuilding my phone on another phone. And I was trying to find Mr. G, and I couldn't find it. And I was going to ask one of you guys, and then I thought, no, he's going to show up. So Mr. G, I'm going to send you the link. And if you wish to come on and speak with us, I would be honored if you would.
Mr. G is the man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. He is a good dude. And the guy that you see on Mr. G's YouTube channel is exactly who he is.
Yes.
He is such a good guy, man. Yeah, he is such a great guy.
That's true.
James, that's a good question. So in 21, it was in June. It was the 20. I can't remember the exact dates in June it was, but there was a lot of rain. So Mr. G, they changed it to July. Last year was, or just past July, it was 21 through 24 July. So like a Thursday through a Sunday. He has not said yet that I know of. It's kind of early, but it hasn't yet said what dates for VAM 23 yet.
Yeah.
There you go, Mr. G. It's in the side chat. You're more than welcome to come in here with us.
July seemed to work out pretty good. The temperature wasn't that bad up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot cooler there than it was. I think the altitude helped.
Yeah, because I burned up coming back home to Memphis.
Coming from home, it was like in the high 90s when we left.
Once I got out of
all three of us actually. You go ahead, Mike.
I went through Kentucky, and by the time I got back to Somerset, man, I was burning up. But I took all back roads to.
You realize we got lucky, right?
Oh yeah, man.
I didn't realize because we left on Sunday to head home, and then Monday and Tuesday is when that Pikeville, that area west of
I think I rode through all that.
Where we did too. Yeah, it got hammered with that flooding and the storms and.
Yeah, once I got home, I thought, man, that's where all that stuff.
Yep.
You know, man, that was beautiful country.
Just outside.
Talking about personal highlights of the trip, that was one of mine. This kind of been the first road trip I've taken where instead of just busting and balling out I-40 to get to the destination, I mean, I think I took I-40 from exit 20 to 182 and got off in Clarksville, Tennessee, and from there, no more interstate till I got to Tazwell. I mean, I took the Cumberland Parkway, or I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
But
that's what we took most of the way there.
Yeah, I
used to live in Clarksville, Tennessee.
And then I came down through, I don't know, somewhere around Hazard or something. But I mean, that was great back roads just right there. I was like, wow. Yeah. I thought, man, I got my riding in already. You know, I mean, it was, you know, I just took my time and I busted it up, made it a 2-day trip just to get there. So, you know, took my time, found a hotel. You know, I thought, man, I don't have to, you know, I'm a day early. So, you know, it was a lot nicer than just kind of busting it and trying to pull 600 plus miles, you know. Yep. Of course, everybody loves I-40. You know?
Angel face, it's all right. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's just deal with it. Suck it up. You're a Harley rider. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. If you don't like the bike, if you're not comfortable with it, you're not going to want to ride. You need to find something that you're comfortable on.
That's right.
Dang right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Superman Cave asked a question. What did you buy?
We're waiting for an answer. Okay, I'm trying to get
What?
my video transferred over onto another computer. Then I will log in like another person and run
So
the
what
video.
was the? So what did y'all enjoy? What's the personal highlights?
there
I
we
see
go.
that flashing across there. Yeah, there we go.
213
Yeah.
Harley Davidson Sportster 883.
Now,
That's awesome,
how
man.
tall are you? Because your height and all that
Angel
kind of stuff
face,
can
how
play.
tall are you?
That
He's
plays into factors of. It's like I couldn't do sporties are great. I mean,
Stepson
military
has
biker
one.
Steve-O used to
Nick's
have one,
got
but
one. He's got
I've
the
got a-
cast iron 883.
Yeah.
The
I've got a bad lower
like
back,
the
so I
flat
can't
gray,
have it.
almost the same color as my bike, and it's a he loves it. He said, I will never get rid of that bike.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But I said, you're gonna have to buy a bagger, and he goes, I know.
Just buy a lowrider ST like Ty.
There you go.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Your
Hey,
backs will
look,
be all
man.
set and crooked or whatever.
That
They're all
may
set
do.
in different sizes, but you're still gonna enjoy
I'm
the
telling
ride.
you, that motorcycle is something else. It is. I just don't have any words, guys. I just don't have any words. It is a fantastic motorcycle. It really is. Good stuff.
So, in your opinion, Mike, the ride
Yes.
to the event, good,
Yeah.
bad?
Oh, the ride to the event was, like I say, that was one of my favorite parts once I got especially off the Cumberland Parkway, which, is a nice
by
road.
But it's
Nice by
isolated. I
itself.
really like that about it.
Yeah, it is, but once I got off and then, man, I don't even know what roads I was on now. I mean, once I started, just following it down, that was fantastic. I'm going through some small towns and some nice curves, and I've never really ridden much through Kentucky for some reason. So, but I've been to Berea, Kentucky, and caught some roads up in that area when I went to a CB 1100 rally back when I had my CB 1100. But then we found some great roads up in that area around Berea College and outside. All that, but so that was about the most of. And then when I left Kentucky, then I went down to the Devil's not Devil's Triangle. Oh shoot, what's the one by Brushy Mountain? Devil's Triangle. Yeah, Devil's Triangle. Yeah. I rode that. I rode back roads all the way down Devil's Triangle, around there.
Yep.
And I was on my CB 1100 and my butt reminded me I was on my CB 1100. So, but yeah, man, the ride just there was, it started off just great for me. And of course, once we got there, even the first day ride outside of the Dragon, the back of the Dragon to me, it was great. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of enjoyed some, just the ride to the Amish place that we went to, kind of change of pace for scenery.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff. Oh, went through a lot of cigars on the way. So,
Your trip?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good ride up there. I don't do a lot of solo riding as far as long trips, just me. And so I went up there. It was just me. It was fantastic. I got to stop when I wanted, do what I wanted. I stopped at a gas station and ate gas station pizza. It was delicious. And all in all, it was just a good ride. And then what topped it off is as I am pulling into Tazwell, I think it was Tazwell, and I'm pulling into the hotel, who was the first person I saw? Can you guys guess? Can you guess? There we go. Yep. That's right. So that was cool. But all in all, it was a great ride up there. I had a good time. And from my house, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. So it really wasn't, when I got
where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm in Ottawa, Tennessee, which is near Chattanooga.
Ooh, Okay.
Yeah, I'm just right outside of Chattanooga, north of Chattanooga.
Okay.
So
You guys aren't more. You're probably about the same distance from each other as I am to get down to like, what are you, 4 or 5 hours apart from each other? Probably 6 hours.
Well, Memphis to Chattanooga, yeah.
Because
yeah,
you're
good.
going almost all the way across. Like
Yeah,
A
you're-
good
right.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Good 5 to 6.
I mean, you're
'Cause
both like
normally-
right almost on the borders for. Because Memphis is down near south of Nashville, just like on the border, right? Almost not quite, but it's in that corner.
Well, it's kind of Memphis is kind of on the border of Arkansas,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mississippi. So
And Chattanooga is the same thing on the opposite direction. You're like
yeah,
south
yeah,
of Knoxville,
on
right?
Alabama and all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
pretty close to the Georgia state line.
Yeah.
yeah, Georgia, Alabama. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So, but sometimes if I go to Deals Gap, I'll go through Chattanooga and shoot up to Cleveland.
Yep.
Then shoot through Cleveland via the Ocoee River and come up that way. In fact, that's where I bought my VFR 2015 in Cleveland.
Yeah, I went to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Oh,
No
okay.
kidding,
Yeah.
really?
Yep.
Yeah.
My wife's from Middle Tennessee.
Yep.
Did you buy that? You said you bought that motorcycle in Cleveland. Did you buy it from Ed's Motorcycles?
Yeah, it was a Honda shop, so I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
certain.
That
It
was,
was a-
Ed's is a Yamaha shop. So yeah.
It was a consignment bike, so it's probably the only Honda shop in Cleveland. So, but,
yeah.
yeah, so, yeah, so, but
Angel face. I tell you, my first bike was a Yamaha Roadstar. My second one was a Victory Cross Country Tour, and then I had a Victory Vegas, and then I got back from overseas and ended up getting a Road Glide. Or no, I had a Suzuki Boulevard after that, 97 Suzuki Boulevard. So I get what you're talking about as far as getting used to the controls, and they are very different.
Who are we looking at here? Who's cruising
That's
through that?
me. That's my video. I'm
Yeah.
putting
Oh,
it out
okay.
there.
okay.
Is
Okay,
this your
so-
trip to van?
We'll just let that run. We can move it ahead.
Now, is this going?
Um,
Where are you crossing here? Is this crossing the
that's
border
East
or?
Bridge. So I'm going into Buffalo, New York.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I was going to
So
say
I
that
come
kind of
over
looks
the
familiar
bridge.
because that's how we came back in 15.
And look who I run into, but Bonnie and Pete. So that's artist on a Harley and Pete, her husband.
Yeah. Man, is
That's
that
an awesome couple right there too.
a camera up there on a
Yeah, she got it. Looks like a
Yeah,
360 of some
got
kind.
the-
Wow.
She's got the 360 camera.
Somebody else had a camera like that, I believe.
Yeah.
Was that Mr.
Uh,
McStash?
McStash has one. He had a 360.
Yeah.
360. Yeah.
Him and Blue Biker and Doyle, I guess.
Yeah.
Blue
They
Bike
stopped by.
and Doyle.
Blue Bike. Yeah, they
did
stopped.
they did the roadside attractions tour. They're
Yeah.
putting videos up all along.
They stopped by
I recognize
Memphis.
right where you're at right now. You're going to take a left and dip into that hotel, our hotel that all of us stayed at, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So was that
Right there.
Virginia right there? That's Virginia.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, this is-
19.
Oh, okay.
Just
Just
up
Yeah,
the
yeah.
road from Tazwell. So we're just
Gotcha.
going to our hotel. I'm turning into our hotel
Yeah.
where Mike and I were.
Yep.
So where in Tazwell, where did the majority of people stay? I mean, were they closer down to the Hardys or?
No,
on the
they were
end?
where we
They-
were, Mike.
Most were
The
either
majo-
at, most were either
Okay.
at the Holiday Inn there or the Finn Castle.
Okay, the Finn Castle was kind of like that house with a lot of rooms or something.
Is a
Or-
motel pretty much.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
You had to pass it when you were. You'll pass it at some point when you're going back and forth between.
So this is
Yeah.
Claypool
this
as
is
well.
me coming into the Sonic that night. And
gotcha. Okay,
look
That's-
who the
that's-
hell I run into. First guy I see.
that was easily
Oh,
50
there he is.
people.
Okay, I was freaking
Man, the myth,
out
the legend.
right now.
There he
That
is.
was easily
Walk-
50 people at
Like,
Sonic.
was
Yeah.
he waiting for me, or was that just a super coincidence?
I told him, I said, Jarvis Barker's coming in. So, yeah. Heck yeah. So, I mean, you look at that crowd. That is way easily.
Okay, so this is the first ride on the back of the
Oh,
train.
there he is. There's the legend right there.
There's Mike. Okay, so we pull up. McStash is leading, and look who pulls in front of me. Toby and I'm sorry. What's your wife's name again, Toby?
Kylie.
Kylie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kylie.
Awesome. Best.
Yeah.
One of the best riders on that route was her.
This
Just
is true.
amazing.
I thought
so
this.
look,
I thought the very
next
first
morning.
road.
Look who's standing here. Wait.
Harley. Yes.
That's funny.
So obviously he wasn't going on the ride. He was just there to cause trouble, I think.
I think they did something different that day, didn't they? I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I think they
Yeah.
were still waiting for Bronco Ride to show up, weren't they?
Maybe so.
He didn't come in until later that day. So
Yeah.
And they were moving over. Well, Ty should be telling this story.
Yeah, I dipped away with those guys. So I think that was the day that it was me and HDR, Be the Rider PA, Orvis, Colin. I think we went and rode the Widowmaker that day, if I remember right. That was the day that, like a bunch of maniacs, we decided to take our baggers on a gravel road that went over the mountain.
That was awful.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
That was,
If you really want to test the capabilities, go for it.
That's right.
that was terrible. I mean,
Especially that side when you're
yeah.
the divider line disappears and then the right side is nicely paved blacktop, but the left side is still stripped and no guardrails.
I was creeping like an old man on that thing in parts of it, man. I'm like,
The Widowmaker. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of video of it in this video, but it's down the line.
I thought, man, I'm gonna get on the Widowmaker and show out a little bit for Jarvis and get it on video. Shoot, man, that thing was awful. I mean, it was terrible. But
bleep out half the things Mike said about that. It's like beep, beep, beep.
This
road, like the back of the Dragon, it started out pretty calm. I mean, it was all like this, which is awesome. I mean, it was extremely scenic and shaded and cool. And
is that the Dragon there? That's not the Dragon. No.
Back.
That's going to the store, isn't it? That is?
That's part
That's
of it.
right at the start or near the start.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I jump ahead a lot, like
Yeah.
very big jumps when it does switch, but
Yeah.
just because I didn't have a lot of time to do a real fine.
Sure. I mean, I thought it was a great road. I mean,
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of US 421, the snake, is what it kind of compares to me.
I'll say this: the back of the Dragon is so much better than the tail. So much, at least to me, my personal preference. Maybe I should put it that way.
I think it has to do with the style of bikes too. I mean, if we were riding crotch rockets, we'd probably say the opposite because they want to get in the real tight, hard, lean them right over turns where
Go
Go
ahead. I'm sorry. No, I think for me, in fact, I did a video. That was almost one of my first videos coming back. Was people were asking me, well, how does the back of the Dragon compare to the tail of the Dragon? And I like them both, but as far as a relaxing, enjoyable ride, you can't beat the back of the Dragon.
Yeah.
If you want to cruise, and the thing about it is, I don't know, the tail of the Dragon. I mean, guys that go up there ride it 6 or 8 times. I'm like, okay, what? Once I get there, once is enough. Twice max for me. Maybe get a new sticker decal if I need one, and then move on to, Cherry Hollow Skyway or Foothills Parkway.
Well, some of those cats are trying to do it enough so they're so familiar with it so they can go flying through it and try to beat a
Right.
lap time or a PR or something. I hear you on that.
Yeah. It's to me, for a comfortable, casual cruising ride, the back of the Dragon was a great one. Like I say, if you haven't done US 421 out of Bristol, kind of reminds me of that. So,
Cool.
So got a few tight switchbacks, but then they open into bigger sweepers and all that.
Yeah.
So,
There was some switchbacks, and we were on the way up on there.
yeah,
You gotta hang there for a bit
Yeah.
coming around them. Like you gotta know what you're doing. They
But
were
have you done the Dragon, the tail of the Dragon, Jarvis?
myself.
No.
No,
Okay,
you didn't
yeah.
take me, Mike.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it'd be another trip, though. That's right.
No, I've got
Yeah.
a video also, Jarvis. Whenever you're ready for that one, it was the part I was telling you about where we're on the back of the Dragon. It's towards the ladder, the back half, and Mike, this is when we were on the way back as well from the restaurant we ate at after doing the Widowmaker, and
Yes.
that's where somebody had an accident. So
You share that screen with me, and I'll put her on.
Toby, there was a rider down while we were at VAM.
So we got not one of ours, but just somebody on the back of the Dragon.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys.
This
can
was
see
the
this.
first day that we rode it, or
This was
second?
Saturday.
Okay.
I've got it muted, so something I also learned, Mike, is that you can do that too. You can drag this thing around.
Oh, okay.
But
Just click hide.
Yeah.
that works too, yeah. But this was coming around one of the switchbacks. You guys probably remember a little bit of this area here.
Uh-huh.
See, they're all starting to wave at me to say slow down.
Huh.
Was the rider okay?
Didn't actually see the rider. All we saw was, I'm hope so. They by the time we got up there, it had been there for a little bit. So as you can see right there, the ambulance, it looks like, was kind of there. We were there for probably a good minute. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to scoot up a little past this here. Don't get too dizzy on me.
Hello, McStash.
Yeah. Yeah, the fire truck's coming down.
Yeah.
And then I'll change to the other video. Bear with me.
This is where Stream Deck comes in handy.
Okay.
As long as you don't blow up your computer 20 minutes before you got to go on air.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they cleared that path. They started letting bikes come through. But as you can see, the ambulance or the fire truck, whichever one, is right there. They start letting us go through. And it was crazy because after we got past all this minivan right here stayed at this speed you see it going now the rest of the damn way. So we're like, come on.
Mike
Yeah.
and I, we had one that day too.
But yeah, here it comes up at the top of the crest of this turn. You'll see they're raising a bike.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Or they right there.
Yeah, that makes for a bad day.
I hope everybody was all right on that one.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
But it
wow.
was just as backed up over here. And as we got around, there's one thing I'll point out here. It just reminded me. We got to right here, and you'll notice what this lead guy. I thought this was so funny. What are we all waiting on? Because a bike went down, And look at this guy to my left, the very first one in the lead. Look at what he's wearing. I'm not judging, but
Got the shorts on.
Sure.
shorts
Yeah.
and tank top.
Yeah. Wow.
I once in a while do wear shorts, but it's like just going to dinner or something
Yeah.
like that. I try to.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to be on the back of the Dragon one.
Yeah, I had like
All right,
mild
let's
heat
stop.
stroke there 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
I'll do anything to stay from getting that again. So
Mhm.
once in a while, I'll cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if I cut a YouTube video without a jacket on, somebody calls me out on every video.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you don't have a jacket on.
And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I am not the, gear police.
I know, right? Yeah,
I find
me
it
either.
funny in that particular instance. I was looking
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
ironic that we're just passing a dog by guys
On a
dressed
road like that, it's inappropriate. Let's put it that way.
So that's the only reason why. But I mean, there's been, Kylie and I have said there is a time, you guys probably could agree, from like Van when it was hot, and then Sturgis this year there were points when it was over 100. Where
Okay, look at sorry to interrupt, but
No,
look
no,
at
no, go
the
ahead.
girl. Look, she's been pinned on that spot on the lane for
Man,
the whole ride. She never budged off that line.
Yeah.
I was like behind. I was going, damn,
man.
she's good.
Yeah.
She owes me a beer next time we see each other.
That's correct.
Just saying.
she'll stay on that line.
Fan.
Yeah, man. Look at her go.
He said,
Sorry, Ty. I keep putting you behind the. I'll go down in a while. Big chubby.
if you see her moving left or right, it's usually because I'm getting in her way. She's the one that stays to the right side. She keeps saying, "Well, I have to because you don't."
Oh, she was on pin all the time. I was severely impressed.
It's awesome.
That does make it good for a good entry into the curve, though.
Oh yeah.
Swing out wide,
Recommendations for the next time.
It's a good question.
Mike, you got any recommendations?
A better food source.
Not necessarily VAM, but ride. Would you take a different route? Would you?
I think probably
make sure that you had another rider with you, because you were pretty much alone, right?
Yeah, I think. I may try to, I don't know. I think I would, for me personally, I'm going to recommend and suggest to some of my followers, about going and meeting up in the area. And
Absolutely.
also, I think because, like, say,
we got a hotel room before you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, really, it's probably when they lock a date in, it's probably going to need to secure us.
That's where I see there being a problem later on as it gets bigger. We're gonna eventually have trouble, because there was some other event going on at the same time.
And that's probably the biggest challenge. Yeah.
So it might be that they might have to rearrange the date and try to get around that, just so that we got accommodations for everybody.
Yeah.
I think we were pretty well booked full.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was looked pretty full to me, so, but I think next time, like I say, I'll just make a few more suggestions to, to
your own people,
some of my followers, because it seemed like a nice, relaxed thing to do, and then I would probably, if time permits, I probably actually might even get there a day early before everyone else. That way I can go and hit some other rides. I think, while I'm up there, you might as well go down to Bristol, do the snake, and come back and take in, that'd take you a nice,
Here's the tight part for anybody.
4
that
to
hasn't
4 to
ridden
6
this show.
out. Yeah.
This is when it got real fun.
No. But
Ty, anything about recommendations next time?
I don't know, man. I mean, if I had to say anything, it'd probably be nice to, if we could coordinate some food trucks or some vendors, kind of, setting up some tents, a little giveaways and that type of thing. What I'm hoping is that, just as the event gets more people in it, the natural progression of it is just going to kind of grow organically.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably about the only things I would really suggest is, food choices and
Ty, did you take the
giveaways.
same route both years up there?
No. When I went up the second time, my GPS took me on some pretty beautiful back roads, and it was a fantastic ride, man. It was all back roads, no freeway. It was great.
I think you talk about food trucks. I think what would be cool would be if the Back of the Dragon shop had more than just one food truck there. Had some options. I mean, it was a barbecue truck, and I mean, I'm from Memphis. I'm like, I'm so barbecued out that, give me some hot wings or, greasy hamburger or something, So, but that'd be cool because, I mean, that's the back of that's a cool shop.
That'd be
there.
cool.
I mean,
Hey, Jarvis, can you highlight McStash's last comment, 856?
That would be really nice. Maggie Valley is.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to Maggie Valley?
Oh man,
no.
Yeah.
No.
Very friendly biker town. Very friendly biker area. So
Man, you could even start that one in. You could start that one in Robbinsville, North Carolina, and then ride to Maggie Valley, then all the way to Tazwell jumping, and just take your time. I mean, there's so many great roads.
Yeah.
Just to even get to Maggie Valley,
that
man, that's my paradise for riding over there, man. It's just
Doyle's coming from Georgia. He's coming from southern Georgia, mid southern Georgia. So
yeah, I mean,
so there's the end of the Back of the Dragon.
Yeah. So
Line.
look at this right here. This always cracks me up. Right there. What's it look like?
yeah.
I told that to my wife, and she starts laughing her ass off. I said, "Look, there's the big green thing. That's how you know you've come to the end of the Back of the Dragon."
Kudzu.
The replay of the video isn't doing the video justice. Even with my Garmin cameras, like the real thing here on my screen is so vivid with the sun shining on it like that. It's it's quite the. Yeah, you come down through here. That's where the photographers are. They take your picture.
Yeah, like I say, I barely did even see the photographer when.
No, I saw
one, but
I didn't think he was taking photos, but he must have been.
I guess he was. Yeah,
I guess he had a tripod set up like with a remote or something. He was just standing there staring at us.
Maybe so. Could have been. I don't know.
Pictures were damn expensive for what they were.
Yeah, well, they were about $10 for the digital or something.
No,
or more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just settled on my own pictures.
Where are we?
Yeah, and their photos to me, they weren't. To me, the road where they set up doesn't create such a great photo op anyway.
Yeah. And once the ride got down to the end, they stopped here just for a little chit chat, and we kind of slid off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was too hot then to sit there longer. We were done by then.
We were also realizing we were running short on time to get over to the Moose Lodge to do everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we forsook the Moose Lodge that night. Was that when we went to that other steakhouse?
Sorry. I just saw McStash's comment.
Yeah. No,
say?
that was the first night. That was the one we
Oh,
went
was that the first
we
night?
went to the Moose Lodge that night.
I got
Okay.
you. I got you. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then that was the second night that we went to the stakeout. The night it poured rain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. GoPro. I still got my GoPro 3 Plus.
Now
Wow.
look at this guy. This is the next day.
Next day, I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
Oh, Lord.
we're going to the Widowmaker right now.
Black, yeah, the Widowmaker. Yeah. Yeah, that was
I'm trying to show you something, Mike, but I can't. It's over here somewhere. But no, I still have an original of the GoPro Hero HD. They're one of the first ones.
oh wow. Yeah, it's you know what's crazy? Every once in a blue moon, I'll go back and watch my very first video, and it was done with the Hero 3 Plus Black.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I can't tell no difference. I mean, it was crystal sharp, and
Yeah.
my audio was great, doing what I did, and then now I try to go get all fancy and everything. It's, because you get bored with, you think, well, let me just try this, and ends up taking you longer to edit and all that garbage. It's like, geez. Well, but my sensor developed a soft spot on it, and so did my GoPro 4. The sensor just kind of crapped out on it. Well, but
It was a good trip, man. It was a really good
Yeah,
trip.
it was.
yeah, it was a great trip, though. I mean,
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man, kicking
Yeah.
it old school.
man, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
Remember these
Heck
old
yeah.
SD cards?
yeah. Oh wow.
The original.
Yeah.
Oh god, big. Yeah, wow. Yeah, like the ones I used to use in my camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
So
accommodations.
Everybody's
I-
accommodations. I mean, the Holiday Inn was.
I thought the Holiday Inn was a great pick.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
good. They allowed us to park right out front under the roof, and there was a little bit of drinking going on in the parking lot, maybe.
May or may not have been. There was a liquor store right there in the parking lot. So
The breakfast
Some-
wasn't that too bad there at
No,
that one. That was a awesome
Yeah.
breakfast.
that's one of the reasons why we like Holiday Inn Expresses
Yeah.
so much. Kylie
Right.
and I, whenever we travel, we try to find one of those because, man, those are the best in our
Yeah.
opinions.
So I guess we all stayed at the Holiday, and we got nobody here that was at the other one. So anybody in
Well,
the comments
I-
wants to mention what theirs was
Well,
like? let us
Ty, you
I
stayed at
stayed-
the B&B, right?
Yeah, I stayed at the Holiday Inn one night, and then the rest of the time, it was either Colin or HDR. One of them actually rented the bed and breakfast, that house. So in there, guy, it was like me and
Oh, yeah.
Colin and HDR and Pete's
Heck yeah.
1800. Pete was
Yeah.
with us. Orvis was with us. So
Those
we had a
two.
house full. Yeah.
So anybody that didn't ride the Widowmaker, start looking over the right shoulder once
Yeah.
we get up in here.
Oh my gosh.
who's that up?
That's
Is that me up
a
front?
long way down.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
Just keep an eye as the video goes on. So back
Yeah,
to
it
the
was.
back to the accommodations. Everything seemed fine. They were pretty lenient with us. They didn't
Yeah.
give anybody a hard time. I don't
No,
think.
they were there. Well, I think they're probably pretty calloused to bikers.
Yeah.
I mean, calloused. I mean, used to it.
Used
I
to-
guess it's
used
kind of the
to it.
same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But because of the back of the Dragon Welcome Center being, 30 minutes away or less,
Yeah,
they probably get a lot of bikers during the
probably a large amount of
riding
their crowd.
season.
Seemed
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
locals were very good
yeah, very
as well.
receptive.
Like we'd be
Yeah.
riding down the road and people would be pulling out of their driveway and they'd wave, and you think that they'd be sick and tired of bikes coming down there, but they seem that they realize that it's money into their community.
That's a lot of money. You figure between that and like that car show, that was there. And
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's in Tazwell, that back of the Dragon store. There was a lot going on there.
Well,
I mean-
so that weekend was they had what's called there is a custom bike shop called Foundations Moto. They're based out of North Carolina. If you Google then they have their own YouTube channel, but it's more for advertisement for like their commercial stuff than it is like a Blockhead or anybody else. But they started this thing called Road to the Old Town Revival, right? And the Old Town Revival is what they called their little rally thing in Tazwell. And
yeah.
And they booked, and it's both a bike and a car show thing. And they didn't have, strangely enough, they didn't start announcing it and booking it and scheduling it until January, February of this year. But what they do is, if you go and look at their channel, like I said, Foundation Moto, they're out of North Carolina, and they do little shows in like small cities, Tazwell, whatever. But they do it on the way to, I don't know if it's Biketoberfest, but they do it up to an ending point, which is a bigger rally at some point.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It. Because I was trying to figure out what that OTR sticker meant. I guess
Old
it was
Town Revival. Yes,
Old
sir.
Town Revival. Yeah.
Because they're trying to. If you look on the guy that owns the Back of the Dragon Welcome Center, his name's Larry Davidson, and he's a E8 Master Sergeant, retired out of the Army.
Yeah.
And he grew up there, and that's kind of what he's trying to do is revive Tazwell, because back in the coal mining days, when the coal was the big thing, it used to be a booming little city there.
Right.
It's
that's right. Yeah, he was the one that got that. Yeah. Kind of actually, apparently it kind of has revived the town just at where it is now. It's kind of like Deal's Gap down there. Same thing, man. Right there. Because when it's packed down there, it's packed.
Superman Kid, there's probably 3, maybe 4 hotels in the Claypool Mills area, including that Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah.
So there's not many of them.
There was Super 8 also.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking on the map there. There's a Holiday Express, Super 8, there's a Budget Inn, and then there's like that might have been it actually. Yeah, those 3. So
he asked, do you think the event will have to move if it gets bigger?
So I can't answer that question. That's kind of a Mr. G thing, because he's the one that kicked this whole thing off. Is like and
him and Doyle and 10 rides.
Him and Doyle and 10 rides. So it's really, and Mr. G lives right there. He's like a mile. He lives like a mile away from that Moose Lodge.
Yeah.
So he would have the best insight on what's next, or how big it's going to be, or if he decide, I agree with you. As it gets bigger, like Ty said, as it progresses, I'm sure he'll figure something out.
Right. So he does actually live there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a great place to have something like that. So it's
excuse me, Kazoon type, man.
Lights, Blues, and Barbecues type of event,
man. Yeah. Memphis in May, Well, they're actually moving Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue too.
So Mike, one thing that you would remember looking back on that weekend.
The Widowmaker. No, no, I don't know. I think, man, just looking back on it, man, I just think it was just a great time, kind of a time for me to just get out, my first getting out, so
you're full of crap, McStash.
What did you take away?
No.
Would you say my takeaway?
Yeah.
Would probably be a couple things. Number one would be that gravel road we went riding on. That was an experience. And then the guy, this bozo, crackhead, degenerate, drunk dude, tried to run Be the Rider PA off the road.
Hmm.
And I thought it was going to be a brawl, man. I thought he was going to lay that guy out when he got out of the car. But that was a scary moment for sure. So those are the two things that I remember. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, now we're fixing to
Later
get to the
on.
rhythm. Yeah.
Toby?
Mike kind of hit the nail for me. I think the next time would be to go a day earlier and just try to explore around, because like I told you, when we'd hit the Widowmaker, we didn't even realize we were on the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's to just get around and hit some more of those.
Here's the
roads.
bank. Look over the side, people.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
That's
You're gonna give me PTSD.
Yeah.
But no, real quick though, McStash brought up a good point earlier. There are Superman Kevin answering anybody else. It's not just the hotels. There are some Airbnbs and there are some good bed and breakfast there as well. So there are other options if you're not stuck to like in the hotel thing. So
There may even be, you may even can check the Bunker Biker USA, for, now they probably don't want you coming to staying there for 3 or 4 days, but at least a night, maybe 2. I've hosted somebody for a couple nights. It wasn't a big a deal, but there may be some of those in the nearby area, or may just have to stay a little further out to other towns.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm not even sure where the Claw was.
We were on part of it.
Oh, were we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
Yeah,
there are so many great roads, man, over there that you can.
Yeah,
so,
gotcha.
So my takeaway, what I will probably remember to my last day is, do you remember those 4 ladies that were in at breakfast every morning?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, so we're all standing out front. Everybody's drinking beer, and there's music playing and stuff. And
a little whiskey.
These 4 ladies come walking by, and they're all dressed to the nines. They've been I said, my goodness. I said, don't you all look pretty? And they go, oh, we just came from church. And I said, oh, was it good? And they were like, oh yeah, so it was very good. And we got to sing. And I said, well, what did you sing? And they started singing, talking about what they were singing. And I said, do you know Amazing Grace? Now, I have history with this song because my mother used to play it. My mother was a extremely, extremely good piano and organ player. And I'd come home from school and she'd be upstairs playing it. So it's gone now. And anyway, so I mentioned to these ladies that fact, and all of a sudden they started singing.
Oh,
yeah.
man,
And then
awesome.
And then another young lady, one of the wives of one of the riders, she come walking over and she starts singing a cappella with them. And then another person came out of the hotel and they were there, and I had tears running down my face. I'm like,
oh man,
that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
To my dying day, those ladies made my weekend. Like they just, it was awesome. Just
That's so
the people
good.
that just out of the blue, these 4 singing birds. It was I can't
leave it up to a couple of good old Pentecostal ladies, man.
There you go. Man.
That's right.
The weekend, yeah.
That's right, man. They will pray for you whether you want it or not, brother. So, that's right.
So, hey, Spider Wayne, you talk about Cabot's Creek. I can tell you this also. In 2021, and Ty will tell you this as well. I don't know if that's the same one. I think it is, but Wind Road Therapy stayed at an RV park. And Road Glad Andy and Sinister Clutch also were there at that roughly same spot because they were moto camping. They were just camping out. She had an RV. And that weekend, it poured. And Wind Road Therapy will show you. She's got pictures where her little, you step down from an RV entrance, those little steps, those metal steps, and a lot of people will lay out like a welcome mat on their steps, right? The water was like 4 inches over her welcome mat. It was flooded in that camping area. So it's
Wow.
if it rains, just be prepared to like have a float under your tent or something.
Yeah.
My idea of camping would be Super 8. That would be.
Holiday Express is mine.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm with you both.
We call it glamping.
Yeah. Exactly right.
So after the weekend was over and everybody broke up, and Mike and I, we had a hug, and away he went down the road. And so where did you go afterwards, Mike? Did you go straight home, or did you find somewhere to play?
Nah, I actually ended up going all the way back on the house. My son was coming back earlier than we anticipated. He had been out of the country for 6 months with the Air Force, so he was coming in earlier. So I just busted it and balled it all the way back to the house. And even though I still took the back roads, though, through Kentucky, the only difference was I ended up shooting down 65 south from out of Kentucky instead of going through the Clarksville and all that stuff and everything like that. So coming back, it was a little more, not quite as fun ride. That I-40, man, from about 3 o'clock to 6:30, man, it was just blistering hot. I mean, blistering, you know. So I was stopping about every half hour just to take a swig out of my big 2-gallon water jug I carried. So, you know, but but I think I took the same roads coming in, but things sort of looked different. So I may have missed a turn or two. I still ended up at that Cumberland Parkway or whatever it's called. Yeah. So, I mean, it was still a great, it was a lot of fun. So, you know.
So, Ty, did you go the same way home, or did you go to someplace else?
Yeah, after VAM, it was me and Colin and Pete. Colin has access to a cabin actually in Tazwell, maybe it's New Tazwell, Tennessee. So we left Tazwell, Virginia, and went to New Tazwell, Tennessee, and stayed in this cabin maybe another 3 days. I think they stayed an extra day or two than I did. And man, I'm a homebody. So after being away from home for 6 days, I made a beeline to my house, you know?
Yeah.
And so
ain't nothing like your own bed, man.
Man. Yeah. But it was such a great trip. It really was.
Toby?
Even though me and Jarvis Biker enjoyed spooning for a couple of days.
There is a roommate banner coming up. Just to
Toby,
where'd you go?
It didn't happen. Now so it was the funnest, you know, the whole fun part about that, right? When you're kind of riding back a certain way or whatever, and you take a wrong turn, but it took us through a more southern route, but along the same westerly path or azimuth, whatever, towards home. So it brought us back. It was just a lower spot that brought us back up onto the mountain, whatever, Columbia Mountain, whatever it is. Like you said, Mike, I have a hard time remembering that damn east to west road. But like I said, when we did that and then saw the news on Monday and Tuesday, everybody kept hitting us up saying, "Hey, are you all okay?" And I'm like, "Why?" And when I looked at the news and saw everything going on, I was like, "Holy!" We literally just rode through that 24 hours before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I wondered if you were near it or not. But.
Yeah, I just didn't realize it because I didn't know all that crap was happening at that moment.
What is that thing right in front of the screen there? Is that the Canadian border?
That's a tunnel, Mike.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
On the way down, we turned off just before this tunnel.
Oh.
But when I left Tazwell, I was headed for South Carolina.
Gotcha. That's right. Yeah.
Where was I going?
Mm-hmm.
Georgetown, South Carolina, below Myrtle Beach.
Right.
Did a little work while I was there. Went down and met with some people and took a look around, but
Yeah.
I'd never been through a tunnel this long. There was two of them.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Basically, one goes uphill and the other one goes back downhill. So
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the ride after these tunnels,
Mm-hmm.
you're way up in the hills.
Right.
And I was actually looking down at clouds.
Yeah.
Like if you know what it looks like out of an airplane and you can do that while rolling down a highway, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I bet your exhaust sounded sweet in there.
Well, I still had the stock one on going through there. I would have liked to have my Reinhardt's that I have now on there. It would have been.
Yeah.
There's the clouds up ahead.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's South Carolina. Oh.
On the way, I think I was still in Virginia here.
Oh, I got you. Got you.
But once I got out of the hills and down, it was just flat interstate.
Yeah.
And then it just seemed like you got to South Carolina and it just went to like 2-lane county roads.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing really
Right.
big down in there. And it was,
Yeah.
back roads, country, not a lot of twisties, but
Yeah.
it was still something to see. It was an adventure for me. I enjoyed taking a ride down through North Carolina and into South Carolina and then back. I didn't have any time to play around. I had to get back. So
Right.
yeah, it was, but still an adventure and still fun to do. I'd go down again and take a better look around down that area. There's roads there. You could see them off. Like if you look off to the side here, there was stuff right there that you could have gone and
When I see
done a little bit
when
more.
I see stuff like that, it makes me think of like the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, when they're going through the Misty Mountains. And that's just me. I think it's a really, really cool visual.
Right.
So, roommates. I'm going to go right to Ty with this one.
Yeah, I had some good roommates. Let's see. I had some good roommates with some terrible bathroom habits. But let's see. There was Colin, HDR, Pete from Pete's 1800.
Are you listing them in order of the worst to the best?
Yeah, right. Pete from Pete's 1800, Orvis, and Be the Rider PA. So there was quite a few of us.
A good group.
Yeah. It was. They got rowdy some nights, but it was fun. And then Jackie Boy and Boy, Miss Jackie Boy, they came over and visited with us. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Fantastic people.
Yeah.
So it was good to get to know them too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know Toby had a good roommate.
She kept me straight. She kept my bathroom habits in check.
Exactly.
How was your roommate, Mike?
Well, he was okay. I don't know. He wouldn't let me crank the air down as far as I wanted to go, but that's all right. No, it worked out good, man.
It did.
Yeah. Worked out good.
You prefer a cold room?
I like to hang. I like to be able to hang meat in my room.
Yeah, man, that's right.
Yeah, man, that's right. Yeah.
I always tell my wife, I'm like, you can always bundle up if you get cold, but you can only take so much off before you get like two. You can't
that's right.
Else. And I'm like, and you don't want to see this hot and naked. So.
Well, and I think the thing too with the hotel units, I got to have the noise going too. Yeah. So like I got to have that noise from that AC split unit.
The thing that astonished me, Mike, was you drank that damn coffee in the room.
Yeah. Well, I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures.
What do they give you? Like it's like one regular and one decaf, right? The green mountain stuff or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's bad. Bad coffee is better than no coffee in my book. So,
Coffee
But,
downstairs was all right though.
Yeah.
it was okay. Yeah,
It was
I mean,
okay.
you know, but you know, I'm not a coffee snob, but I don't have to have Starbucks. But yeah, it was kind of weak in the room there, but you know, so, but
You a straight black coffee drinker, or what do you?
if I've got good coffee at the house, typically I will drink it straight. But there, I was trying to add cream just to give it a little bit of flavor. And like this stuff was terrible. You know, it was just a little bit stronger than tea. You know,
Oh, Lord.
So I guess
yeah.
I guess the consensus is the room that we're all going back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping
Well,
it'll work out.
to
I'm
me-
hoping it'll work out to, you
For
know,
me, it depends because we're also planning a Route 66 ride with Badgers. I'm not going to go into details on that.
Yeah.
It's still developing, but it's going to be in July because the plan is to end it on the day before the 120th rally in Milwaukee. So it's going to be a Route 66 thing in, like I said, in July. So hopefully, if we Advam is going to be for us, it'll be June or the end of July. So like it was this time.
I think if I go back, or my plans, I think I'm going to try to make I'm probably going to try to make just a week event of it.
Yeah.
You know, start further, you know, maybe down by the, you know, Deals Gap and all that. Like somebody said, you know, maybe hit the Maggie Valley and just make a tour, stay somewhere different every night, you know.
I think I'd like to get in on that, Mike.
Until you get there, you know. I mean, it's kind of the way me and my wife normally travel anyway. We typically just book one night somewhere, and from there we just start hopping towns, you know.
Yep.
And so far we've never been caught without a hotel, so
we'll have to look at that, keep our ears on that one as we get closer.
No, but like Ty said,
let me know, Mike. I want to get in.
Yeah, the Maggie Valley thing would be great. And Maggie Valley is just a cool town anyway, you know. And you know, like I say, I still kind of, I know the Blue Ridge Parkway is kind of an old man's ride, but I mean it's still an enjoyable ride to, you know. But you get up there around Little Switzerland and all that, man, it's really good up there, working your way up toward Tazwell, you know, and you get the Diamondback, the Devil's Whip, all that stuff. Well, you know,
Dragon's Butthole, that one's a fun ride to go on if you ever get a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been on 87 minutes.
Heck yeah.
By the time I get done thanking you guys, it'll be an hour and a half. I think that's
2 hours. That's
I think
right.
we've
You
dragged
know,
these people in long enough. Numbers are starting to dwindle. I think it's past.
be like the Ladies Man movie, you know.
I gotta.
It's 3:30 in the morning, which means my show is about over. You know?
I got to pack. We're going on another road trip in the morning. Canadian guys and a guest are going to up around a little bit up into around Algonquin Park area and across over towards Quebec, but we're not going quite that far, and then loop around and come back. So it's a.
But did you see?
Tour,
did you see Boots and Jeans Rider a couple weeks ago? Did you see that?
Saturday I did.
Okay.
In Niagara Falls, New York.
Okay. Yeah.
They
very cool couple.
And Craig Hainsworth as well.
And,
And Spider Wayne. So it ended up, I put a video out in the morning. I saved it in the morning because I knew I had to be on the road and gone.
Yeah.
Because if I wasn't, I was going to get a few people saying, "Hey, can I go too?" and I didn't want to be. Number one thing I never do is I don't travel with other people across the border other than my wife. I just don't do it.
Probably not a bad. That's probably not a bad thing because you just never know.
Because I have to travel for work and I don't want somebody messing it up.
Yeah.
Say the wrong thing and you're all in the slap around room for a half an hour begging. Right? So, but I ended up answering Spider Wayne, and he said he was nearby, that he lived there, and I didn't know that, and I said, "Damn, man, if I'd have known that, we'd have been hanging out every weekend."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
went down, and we didn't get a hold of Boots and Jeans until
Yeah.
that was the day after my phone issues, and that was I dropped
Yeah.
my phone on a ceramic floor, and my phone, the body of it is glass.
Wow.
So guess which surface won
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
one?
Wow.
So it blew up the back, and all the ribbon cables and stuff got cut, and
Oh, wow.
it was done. And I couldn't get a hold of them. I didn't have numbers. Put the chip into my other phone, and it didn't have any history in it about those conversations.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was kind of waiting, and then finally Craig called me and he said, "Hey, where are you guys?" He was thinking that Boots and Jeans was already with me, but they weren't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he called them, and he went and got them. They were at the falls, and he brought them to where Spider Wayne and I. Now Spider
Yeah.
Wayne, he had taken me on a tour of all the national parks along the Niagara
Yeah.
Parkway. We went
Right.
to Fort Niagara, which is the opposition to our Fort George on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, and they used to lob cannonballs back and forth at each other and all
Yeah.
that jazz. But
So
very
I got
educational. I learned a little bit more about that side, and
Yeah.
uh, the Midnight Railroad and all that stuff. They came across there and came over into my areas of where I live and neighboring towns around. That's where the escaped slaves came and
Yeah.
Oh wow.
put in roots and prospered and lived for years and years and years afterwards. So just I didn't see that side of it till I got into that area. Usually when we go through Niagara Falls, New York, we're going someplace through, like we're going on a road trip somewhere. So
Yeah.
that was the first time I'd ever gone over to that side and actually had a look around. I thank Spider Wayne immensely for that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool that he did that. So yeah, and then we met Boots and Jeans, and
Yeah.
we just sat at a picnic table and shot the breeze and
Right.
talked about everything and their trip and their adventures and everything. And it was
Right.
very interesting. Yeah, great people, just
Yeah.
lovely people.
Yeah.
Craig's
Well,
awesome
I
too.
gotta warn y'all because Angel Face is talking about if anybody's watched that C90 Adventures thing. She asked about it at 9:29.
Channel banner.
So I'm just saying, be warned if you're going to do that. If you're going to go look at his stuff,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do it
Because-
right now. I'm gonna
Well,
go
I'll
do
show
it
you.
right now.
here, look at the picture. I'll share you. Share you. Save you the look. You sharing the screen, Jarvis?
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I was
Wow.
telling her, I was like, man, you got to
Oh,
warn
girl,
people
why do you
before
do
doing
this
that kind of
to us?
crap. I was
Man.
like, some of that stuff you just can't unsee.
No,
I was expecting worse. Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm all right with
all right, guys.
a booty shot.
So I invite you to the green room after we get offline here. To everybody out in
Absolutely.
the audience, I thank you
Absolutely.
for coming out on short notice, and I
Yeah.
hope everybody
Enjoyed it.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I hope
thank
you guys enjoyed coming on, and I thank you again for the help. And
Heck
I
yeah.
look forward to going to VAM again next year with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Shout out back to Mr. G. Thank you.
Absolutely.
5. Just he did an awesome job, and 10 rides and the other thing I wanted to say was that Blue Bike and Doyle they had an accident on the way and they couldn't make the trip, and I think that the consensus of the whole group of people there was
They were missed.
yeah, he was really missed, and I was really looking forward to meeting him. So
Yeah.
next time,
Him
for
and
sure.
Elizabeth are sweet, are great people, and
Yeah.
it's definitely somebody you want to meet. So
Yep.
just bring your country translator.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll translate for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually put a video out about what happened. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched
Oh, okay.
everything he's put out. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Enjoyed it.
Everybody
Thanks
out there,
everybody for watching.
you have a great
Uh,
one. Everybody ride safe and enjoy the rest of your week and weekend. Thanks for having
The
us.
Canadian guys will be
Bye-bye.
starting up soon, so we'll be doing some of that. All right, everybody. Bye bye for now.
See you.